I think Mamadi Kamara, but it's 2-0. Calvin Batsman does really well. We're running riot.
Hello, my name is The Loyal Royal, and today it's a massive game. It's Reading versus Peterborough. Reading just come back from the international break, and so Peterborough. Should be a really interesting game. But I'm going to go for a very cheeky 1-0 win to the Royals. So I'll see you at the Select Car Leasing Stadium, and come on, you Rs. Here we are outside the Select Car Leasing Stadium with Silver ahead of our game against Peterborough today. Last time we played them, it was a 2-1 win away. Harvey Nibbs on the score sheet for one goal, I think, and maybe for the other, but I think he scored both. Should be an interesting one today. No Tyler Binden in the starting 11. How much of a miss is that for us?
That was really a massive miss. I assume it's because he played for his country in New Zealand in the old Gator in the week. It'll be interesting how we get on without him. But team Peterborough, I mean, that shouldn't really be a problem. I still think we should get a result today. We have improved the last couple of games. Still need to score more goals. Otherwise, generally the team, and obviously with Benge being out as well, yeah, it'll be a good tough test for him today at the back.
Peterborough have got one of the best attacks in the league. Kwame Poku, Ricky J. Jones, just to name a few players. Mother's Ill as well. Some great players for Peterborough. You know, I think they're a bit of a bogey side. We sometimes beat them, we sometimes don't. But the main thing today is going to be the best defence, I think, wins. We do look shaky at the back, you know, having a full-back playing centre-back alongside a very young Michael Stickland, who wasn't that bad, actually, the few games he came in for after his red card against Wrexham. I do think that it could be a very flattering scoreline for one team, if you know what I mean. I think it could definitely be a few goals going in for either end. Would you agree with that, Silver?
Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. I think it could be a massacre. It could be one way, one team will just smash it, and the other team, or it could be a goalless draw.
Speaking on Peterborough as well, they did win 3-0 at home to Charlton, which is no easy feat. Charlton high flying, looking for promotion to playoffs. How do you think this game will end today, Silver?
Well, looking at that game, I mean, you've got to take every game as it comes, and you know all games are different. So I'm just going to say, I hope we can just scrape through today. As long as the defence stays nice and tight at the back there, we should hopefully scrape through and we can get some goals up front.
Here we are outside the Select Car Leasing Stadium with Dad. I was talking to Silver about Peterborough's 3-0 win against Charlton. I mean, that's no easy feat, is it?
No, not at all. It was a surprise result of the weekend. I remember thinking, wow, you know, we went up to Charlton, as you know, Oz, and Reading gave a good account themselves, but we could only come away with a 0-0 draw. So a little bit worried about today on a few accounts. The boy from Chelsea's still injured, that he's not coming back, is
Ben Elliott.
Elliott's not back. And Benge's not playing, Brendan's not playing. So, you know what, Reading really needs to be on their A game today.
It's a fairly weak side we've put out. The defence consisting of Tavon Rishesha, not Louis Holzman, Michael Stickland, Andy Yeardom and Kelvin Abrefa. I mean, Kelvin Abrefa showed signs of good quality, I'd say, along with Michael Stickland, who's been all right, but I'm not too sure about Tavon Rishesha. I mean, we haven't really got a full-back to back him up after Michael Craig's injured, but nonetheless, I think the main focus today is going to be on how good we can subdue Peterborough's attack.
Well, as you know, I dreamt that Kelvin E was going to bang a brace in today, so I really hope that happens. So we'll see. Reading, you know, what can you say? They're going to have to defend with their lives all through the game and attack. But you know, on our day, the only consolation we got is on our day, Reading can beat anybody. So let's see.
Here we are outside the Select Car Leasing Stadium with Paul on a very big match day. It's the start of the run-in for Reading FC's playoff charge, if we do even make it that far. But look, I was saying to Silver and my dad, Peterborough got a great attack. Ricky J. Jones, Kwame Poku, Mother's Ill, really good players for them. They're going to be a really, really strong force going forward. But the back this season, they've looked a bit lacklustre, saying the likes of Ronnie Edwards and Harrison Burrows to play to teams in the Championship and Premier League. What can we expect from Peterborough today, Paul?
Well, that's a very good question, Ollie. I think you're right. You know, they're very, very good up front. Obviously, their league position is a bit of a lie, really. We all know that they're better than where they are in the league. All I'm really hoping, I mean, obviously we're missing Binden today at the back, which is going to be difficult with their attacking lineup, but I'm just hopeful and hoping that the international break, we've got a weaker side, there's no doubt about that. We've got a few injuries and etc. But hopefully the break will have, we'll have some nice rested, fresh legs. And as we know with Reading, we can punch above our weight. And so I'm hoping today is one of those days where we come out and despite all the stuff that's going on in the background, that does tend to galvanise the team, and hopefully they'll perform for us.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I think that one player that really does thrive on an international break and a single game week, if you will, is Harvey Nibbs. Yeah. I feel like his high intensity press does really shine through when he has the energy to do so for a full 90 minutes. Do you think he'll get on the score sheet today?
Yeah, I hope so. I think, maybe, it'd be good to see Nibbs on the score sheet. Obviously, your dad had his dream about Calvin scoring twice, but don't put any money on that because that's unlikely to happen. But yeah, I'm hopeful that I still think that I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. I think Peterborough will score. I suspect they may even go one up, and then I'm hoping that we've got enough about us that we can either come back and get the draw or go on and win it 2-1.
Cheers, Paul.
The boys are out. Game just kicked off. We've scored, I'm not too sure how. Calvin here, Batchman does really well. Come on the boys. Get in there. Come on, 1-0. Come on. Ready. Come on.
About 20 minutes in the moment, we're all over him. Lewis Wing is playing absolutely amazing. He's not getting marked at the game at all. He's like a midfield maestro. Currently 1-0 to Reading.
Mamadi Kamara's shirt is torn in half. He just had an attack, so he could have had a penalty for that if the ref was maybe a little bit more vigilant, but no complaints from the ref for me today.
32 minutes in, still 1-0 to Reading. As I said before, Lewis Wing is playing everything off the park today. He's not being man-marked. He's doing everything right. And at the moment, he might bag himself a goal. Currently 1-0 to Reading.
Half time, 1-0 to the Royals.
Here we are, half-time at the Jazz Club with Fraser. What a game of football that was. I mean, that's one of the best halves I've seen Reading FC have in a long, long time, Fraser, isn't it?
It was unexpected. I came here today thinking what the result could be. I wasn't that optimistic. Great goal. Players, they're closing them down. The press is working, and them playing out the back, which I thought was funny because that's normally the other side, us doing it, trying to play it out and teams press us, and they didn't like it. So I think the goal was a mistake on their part. And then what a lovely couple of, 4, 5, 6 touches and dreamy stuff. Great game. I
think during the international break, Nolan had them watching Barcelona highlights after that goal. It's been, I don't know what to say. Kelvin gets a good touch on it, and then Campbell comes round and just taps it in. It's a great goal, but a player that stood out to me today has been Kelvin Abrefa.
Do you know what? So I was saying to these boys, who's number 2? Who's number 2?
Calvin Abrefa.
And I was like, this dude, he's solid, looks like a little boxer. Yeah, he was really good.
I think
really
the winger he's marking, Kwame Poku, is, I think, statistically the best winger in the league.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big task marking him, and I thought, he's got a game on him today. He's got to be on his A game, but he's done really well, I thought.
Yeah.
He showed what he's about. He's been tight to him the entire time. He hasn't really... The few times he's got past him, he's always been there to come back and cover. So, I think he's been amazing. But
where did he come from? You?
Academy.
Yeah. How old is he? 52?
About 21, I think.
Yes, honestly.
About 21. But no, I don't think a score then today, Fraser.
Oh, so I know your dad's got a bet on both teams to score.
Dad's put a bet on for Kelvin Hibashman to score a brace.
What? Your dad has, does he? So I've got to be honest. I'll be glad. No, I obviously love a win. It might be a draw. It's not going to stay 1-0. It's not. They've got through a couple of times. They could have had, it's not going to stay 1-0. So, God willing, let's see.
Here we are, half-time at the Jazz Club with David. I was talking to Fraser. What a half that was from Reading.
Do you know, I actually really enjoyed it. We were talking about it earlier before the game that we weren't really sure how this was going to go. And with a few injuries on the bench, we really weren't sure we're going to win this or not, but actually I think we've done a good performance. We've done some great passing. The goal was brilliant. I know you were talking to Fraser about that, so I don't want to say too much about it, but it was good. Our defence, I think we're a bit leaky.
A little bit robust, I'd say.
Yeah, but also, you know, they a couple of times had a breakaway, and it should be 1-1 really. So, but besides that, we're the better team. We played well, and Savage is looking good today.
Would you say he's your star player so far?
I would, actually. He's getting around the pitch. He looks as though he's lost a lot of weight. He's just so shifty. He's closing the ball down. I just hope we can keep that up for the second half and we get a second goal.
Towards the end of that first half, I thought that we kind of let them play their football a little bit.
Yes.
I think that was to preserve energy for the second. I think we're going to come out the second half firing on all cylinders to try and get that second goal. And how important is the second goal in this match?
Oh, it's super important. I think every game we play, we've got to be scoring 2 goals. We can't allow them to get one back, because if they get one back, our heads will drop, and then they'll go and score another one, right? We've got to get one ahead, their heads will drop, and I think then the gates will be open.
Agreed, 100% agreed.
Yeah.
And how do you think this match will end, David?
I reckon it will be 2-1 to Reading.
Here we are, half-time at the Jazz Club with Andrew. Now, Andrew is a Chelsea fan, I've been told. I'm going to get a neutral perspective on the game. What have you thought of it so far?
Well, I have to say, I went to the loo at the beginning of the game, so I missed the goal. And apparently it was a cracking goal, but I missed it. I heard a little roar while I was in the cubicle. But the rest of the game, I have to say, it felt at times, it became like a training match. It lacked a bit of intensity. It was like lots of possession, but there were no tackles, win the ball. Everyone was standing off each other. But both teams probing each other. I do think there was a couple of good through balls. The Peterborough number 11, whatever his name is, he looks really good on the ball, and he's the one sliding the passes. He's the one Reading are to be worried about. But I thought you had a couple of good chances. The cross where you nearly got, he was like that far from tapping that in. That was awesome. No, good game. Needs a bit more intensity, I think. Is where I'd
And
say.
so far, do you think it will stay 1-0 towards the end of the match? Do you think there'll be more goals? Reading will concede, Peterborough will concede. What do you think?
Oh, if I was going to put a flutter on the game, I'd go for 2-1 to Reading. I think there are more goals in it. I think they're going to get a goal, but then you'll come back and you'll seal victory. I hope you get the victory anyway. I was having a little look at the BBC. As the results stand, you're in the playoff positions, which was really good. I know it's a long way to go, 45 minutes, but yeah. So
Thanks, Andrew. Cheers.
Second half is about to start. Second half just kicked off. We've got 2 people celebrating. We've got Nibs over there who's celebrating, and I think Mamadi Kamara, but it's 2-0. Come on! 2-0. Come on! We've scored 2. It's a mix up at the back for Peterborough. A good goal, come on! We're running riot! It's another goal! Get in! Jaden Wareham does well, gets past his man, puts the cross in, and it's 3-0. Come on! Clean sheet's gone. Peterborough do score. Good goal, actually. Full time. Reading win 3-1.
And that is where the match ended. It ended 3-1 to the Royals, and a very decisive display on a Saturday afternoon. Look, what can I say? Jaden Wareham made a massive impact when he came on. Lewis Wing wasn't man-marked, so he controlled the game from start to finish, and a very, very positive victory for the Royals. If you did enjoy this video, please do like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, guys, stay loyal. Bye-bye.